Looks like we're done, so.
Test, test.
Um, okay. I assume this is for the test, right? Okay.
Welcome back, everybody, to FSC. As you can see, we are here in Miami, and there's already issues going on. Give me a small moment. For some reason, the mic doesn't really pick up my game sounds. See if we can put the audio a bit louder for the stream. There we go. Right, as I said, we are here in Miami. It is round 9 of the championship of season 5. We went from Austin, Texas, all the way to the little bottom pit of Florida to this place called, well, Miami. As previously, we have got ourselves happy commentators box.
Hello.
Will be your commentators of this evening. With the qualification. We have another person in the commentators box for a few minutes who is willing to state something. Go ahead.
Yeah. After a early by retirement from league racing, and it was a hard decision to make from myself and point of view. Some of you who have stopped league racing will know, and yeah, the hardest decision in my life because not the hardest decision. It's a hard decision because like you've got other things going on in your life and you have to focus on them. So after all the 5 years of racing and all that, I'm just decided to stop because I've started seeing myself getting slower, and if I get too slow, I'll be too slow for league racing. So I've decided to stop, and yeah, back to unfound.
Well, thank you for all those years, 5 years in league racing. It's a long time, of course. It has been from, let's see, 2016, 2017 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started on F1 itself, the game, around 2016 on my controller, and I got more into the competitive play side of it, such as league racing, around 2019. 2018, 2019, that's when I really started out. But yeah, sometimes you gotta make decisions in your life, and they're not fun, but there are other things in life than just having fun sitting behind your little play seat or sitting on the couch with the falling events, hoping to get a podium, to get some points, to get a win. There's more in life to that. Same with myself. I'm busy working, and little to no time is left for gaming. Absolutely no time. But on behalf of FSC, Super Eater, thank you for those 5 years, and have a great time in the future.
Yeah, definitely, and definitely want to thank all of FSC for the support they've shown, the brilliant racing, just everything in the league itself, and all the other leagues I've joined over the time. Just want to send a thank you to them if anyone's in here for all the good times, and yeah, just this is from me to you. I hope you have some good races, some I wouldn't say improvements, I'd just say some enjoyable times. Like I know some leagues don't have that. And yeah, just Really big thank you.
Thanks, Super Eater.
Yeah.
So that was Super Eater, ladies and gentlemen. So it's been quite a few minutes in the first qualifying session, or well, the only qualifying session, if I'm correct. We have 11 drivers. We're gonna be pulling out the stats from the previous race. If I can get them on the screen. We got the drivers championship, which will not show. I might not know why, to be honest. Oh wait, let me just plop. We have Surface once again and still leading the championship, and as he plays really still close to taking over that lead. And I'll tell you guys something. ST Place is racing tonight. Surface, however, I do not see him yet. And this is the biggest chance for ST Place to pick up some points here. And Milan, I'm not sure, he's not racing either from what I'm seeing here. But we have Luigi's racing, currently on his in lap. He's coming towards sector 2. And ST Place is about to round off his lap. And Dave is quite new from what I see. And he is currently in P6. Now we head on to the constructors. We have Pagani leading again and still. Then we have Xenon Porsche and Apex. Those are the top 3 of the current season. Let's make sure we make something of this qualifying session with those 5 minutes left. So we're gonna pick someone out here who's not on a lap yet. Luigi's P8. It is hard to see who is still on the lap. We got no Elsa. Just exiting the pits. What do you think for the qualification, Happy? What will we see tonight?
Well, I mean, with only 11 cars, we can not expect to see any large margins in the field. I think this is going to be quite a close qualifying session. And already you see, well, I say big margins. Japella currently leads the way by 8/10, which is a large margin. However, with a lot of drivers still yet to put in their true pace, like we see at the back, yeah, we've got a couple of cars in the 130s. I think drivers will improve and we can see margins get closer and closer. So I think it's going to get really tight towards the end too.
Yeah, and well, we're currently following Noelza. He's now exiting the second sector. We're gonna go on board with Noelza for this lap, and we'll see what he can do in this quite purplish car that he's got here. It's got a quite nice livery, but here we go, last corner of this track. We're going to make a left and then a right onto that tiny but narrow straight off the Miami circuit. As we brake around the 100 meters, we go to the ref, going into the second gear quite low. He goes to third and fourth, you want to try and stick on into that gear to try to smooth your way out of it to the outside. Then he tap the brakes and around 40 meters here, he hits the wall just slightly. He's really trying to keep the car within the lines here, and Miami is known for its twisty moments like here. We're gonna get to the first DRS ceremony here as we go right. And there you go, the DRS has been activated. Look at it, 323, 324, 330 kilometers per hour for now also. So that means he's kind of aiming on that straight line speed that he will need here for the ERS, as we have this chicane which is figured by most of the drivers, and then exiting sector 2 is 2 tenths up his own time. So that could put him, well, it's quite close to the end, but it could put him around P6, P5 if he can nail this last corner. We're gonna see right now he goes quite early on the brakes to try and play it safe. You can see just how important the traction is on the last corner. As he goes for another right. Once at the inside, he makes it P8, 2 tenths faster. And Joe Pella has spun. We were about to watch his lap. There was no success. However, Balboa looks to be going for a hot lap here. Happy, take it away.
Yep, he's just entered turn 1 there. The driver who's currently second through 2 and through 3. This is a tricky complex there. Well, 3 is definitely tricky. So we've seen a couple of drivers spin in this session. Through 4 and 5, the quick left-right sequence of S-bends, and now you want to keep it within the lines through turn 7 here, and now be wanting to get as early on the brakes there as we see a car there, and he's spun around, and Noel's going off the side of the track and maybe catching Balboa off guard or distracting him.
Yeah, from what I saw there, he took that entry line quite nice, but it was the curbs. When he exited, he tried to take the curbs on the exit with him, and that is one of the points that you want to avoid on that corner. There is no guarantee that it will stick, and if you know exactly where to put it, you can go for it, but it is still a big mindset to try and keep the car in place. And from what I'm seeing here, Balboa is on controller, but I might be deceived here, but it doesn't look like it. Who are we going for now? Let's go for Japella. He goes right in turn 1, keeps him in third gear, as you can see. He's going to use those gears, try and play it to the outside and inside. Like I said before, we're going to go towards the S's. He almost lifts, I believe. You can really see he is kissing those curves, and he want to try and take it as tight as possible off the line. You can see here, he's a little bit almost there. He places almost half of his car on those curves. As you can see, just look how close he is trying to stick to those walls. And you want to play it around the outside here to get that perfect entry line and head an apex and then kiss the curbs over here. Well, curbs, they are mostly painted. You're gonna go left, go. I would have done it a little bit otherwise, but you can really see the throttle control that Japella has is something out of this world. And sector 2 has been set purple again. And he's got a 27.008. So there's definitely no one beating that on this moment. We're gonna have SD Plays. He does not improve his time. I'll let Japella though. He's stunting around a little. Left and right, left. 4 tenths slower. Last month complete his lap. 3 tenths up since sector 2. The Mio goes P2. And that is the qualifying of tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The Mio 6 tenths away from pole position with, I believe, Balboa is his teammate, who is 2 tenths behind him. Luigi and SD Plays P4 and P5, and that rounds off the top 5. Happy, what do you think of the results?
Yeah, Demir sneaking through a lap there right at the end of the race, right at the end of the qualifying session, so to put himself P2, that's quite impressive from him. I mean, we've seen he's had pace before, but not like this sort of pace, front row pace, to be exact. But yeah, further down the order, SD Plays, Luigi Sven rounding out top 5, Evo Monster doing well, 6th place, HBE, Elite Dave, Noelza, Will Racing are the cars in the top 10. Are just missing out. That top 10 is Doc, Indy, and I'm not sure what to call him, but that's an interesting qualifying order, and I think we're going to see an even interesting race.
Yeah, and you can really see the margins in between the drivers. Only the top 3 is within a second, and you can really see it is way more expanded in terms of the timing schedule here. But it's Miami, it's still new. It's quite a brand new track, and well, it is still a mystery of who is most likely to improve on the best way possible here. And we're starting with the formation lap right now. What are your predictions for tonight's race? Happy.
Well, I think given the qualifying pace of Japello, I think he might have this one in the bag, but it all depends on the start that he gets. Of course, he's on the mediums. Most of the field have gone onto the harder compound of tyre of, well, the hards. And the only ones who are running the mediums are Japella, who's on pole, ST Plays, who is fourth, and also, I think it's Noelza in ninth place, who have also put on the medium tyre. So the hard tyre strategy, the starting on the hard, seems to be the preferred option here for the start of this one. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out later on into this race.
Yeah, you can now see the predicted pit stop strategies. The people on the hards might make a one stop and the prefix is gone. Great. Well, let's hope with next game we will have a longer interval of those graphics, because if you've been out of the league racing stuff for quite a while, that is a nice bit to remember what some people might do. But you can really see Pella not really looking to warm his front tires, to be honest. And you're gonna see one of the nicest features of this game. Oh wow, and the whole back side of the grid has been disqualified. Wonder what happened there. Let's see how precise the Pella can put his car on the line. Could have gone a little bit more to the front, don't you think, Happy? So 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and It's go, go, go here in Miami, Florida. Capella gets a great start. Looks to be leading out of turn 1. We have some chaos already coming out from the back. We have Luigi Tron going side by side with Evil Monster here. Are they going to stick alongside? No, Evil Monster is trying to play it smart and decides you can go, I will play it for the long game. Monster could try and keep an eye on Monster because he might, and I'll say this might make a statement in this race. And as you can see, ST Play is already being in the back of Balboa. Look at the ERS. ST Play is really playing his game on the ERS for tonight, and that is not the smartest thing to do, especially when you're in the starts of this race. But if you're good in restoring the ERS, no matter what, that will be a stronger side of some people. We have no outside though, 2 turns away from Dave. It's the Xbox player versus the PlayStation player. It's the mediums versus the hard. Is no one's gonna send it over here. He does, he's trying to send it over here. Do they keep space? Oh, they touch wheels and everything. Dave is sent into the wall though. Did not give him damage. It did slow him down massively. There is no information on if he's got damage though. Balboa has been overtaken by ST Place as was predicted earlier on. Balboa is around 80%, and look at the ERS ST Place has happy. He's got like 20% less.
Yeah, well, they gobbled it all up at the start and didn't leave any for afterwards. However, Balboa sticking with ST Plays in these early stages, so that ERS at the start might not be swinging in the way of his advantage as Balboa closing in on him down the back straight.
Yeah, you can see Balboa is trying to look if he can make a move back on him, but it's going to be DRS chicken at some point because ST Place is in the DRS of the Mio. The Mio has got no more DRS because look at Capella, he's made a 3-second gap in almost 3 laps. Balboa almost losing it there. That's going to cost him a lot of time surely with HB88 right behind him. And it's giving me some sort of fight from the Ferrari in Monza, if I'm correct, from previous year. A little bit of red, a little bit of yellow, goldish. You can see Balboa, HB88, trying to make a fight for P4, but look at what's going on in the front. ST Place is trying to make a couple of points up for the driver's construction ship he's fighting for. It would be his first since this is his second year or second season in FC, from what I remember, and that he built. You can see 3 tenths, 4 tenths. You can see the Mio has got way more downforce on that blue car of his, and that will help the Mio. But ST Place, if he's got less downforce than the Mio, then I do not see a reason for him to just spend that ERS that he's got. It will fight against him mid-race already, not even near the end. It's going to be 4 laps and his ERS is gone. And he's going to try and make a move down the inside he goes. And the Mio just takes his car there and ST Place decides to choose life for that. And we might see another attempt coming up to the straight. And you can really see happy the difference in the downforce between ST Place and the Mio. Purely from how ST Place just took that chicane, the entry, the apex, and the whole combination. Here we go. ERS, everything on. ST Place is going for it around the outside. Is there going to be any contact? It is almost bound to be with the corner. They're still side by side going for the line here. ST Place on the inside, Balboa on the outside. Balboa having the DRS at that point. They're going side by side through turn 1 now. ST Place second gear, third gear. He's going to be the lucky outcome here if he can play it right. Oh no, they have contact. That might have been on Balboa there.
he was fighting with Damio, but I don't know. That seemed a little bit
There you go.
50-50
Yeah.
there. Yeah, it seemed a bit 50-50 because SD Plays was coming across the track. I had a feeling they were going to meet on the exit, and they did.
Yeah, it is such a fearless mental capacity that you need to have for this track. And Mio is fighting with Balboa over here and HB88. So that contact surely did some impact to the front, the second bit of the front. Because there's a three-way, almost 4 or 5-way fight for this for the top 3 places, or the last 2 places on the podium. So this is bound to be something happy.
Yeah, as you said, Demir has probably got a little bit of damage as we see Balboa taking a look to the inside. SD Plays has moved his way up into the points position, so that's very good for him. But back out in front, the second, third, and fourth place positions are still yet to be decided as HBE is right on the back of Balboa. Now as they head towards turn 1, is he going to have a look up the inside? Well, he does have a look, and it doesn't make the pass. But these three sticking together in the early stages here, and Damio, 8 seconds. The gap to Chappelle. Sorry, I've just noticed that. SD Plays is up another position. He's passed Will Racing now for 9th place, so he's on a charge right now. And Capella 8 seconds out in front. So Damio's going to be suffering because he won't have DRS, but the two behind will have DRS on him, and they have the further advantage of that, and they can use it down these straights here. They'll be doing so right now. And yeah, so Damio or Demio will be under pressure from these two in a minute as Balboa closing up there into turn 12.
Yeah, you can really see Demio trying to make some defensive moves and try to lurk Balboa in to make a move. But Balboa is trying to play smart here. They're both on the hards. P2 all the way to P6 here is on the hards. Balboa almost losing it there. Demio is on the PC from the Steam platform and Balboa on the PlayStation. You can really see, well, back in the beginning of crossplay it was very mentionable to see the difference, but it is still quite noticeable. But you can see Balboa, he had the opportunity for a sense down the inside there, but he's trying to take it. I'm guessing, as he goes into a weird line there, I'm guessing he's going to do it at the next straight. That will be his biggest opportunity. His real racing is 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so those will be most likely coming from the corner extensions and corner cutting warnings. But just for reference, Balboa has around 50% DRS, the Neo has around 30%. Chopella, almost 10 seconds further, has 40%. And I believe Dave has spun just a few seconds back. Oh, here we go. Balboa is trying to make a move for it. Down the insides, can Neo do anything from a switcheroo? No, he is not able. He has to accept the defeat from here, as we're going through the quite irritatable chicane for some of the drivers. And this is at the moment not the ground where Balboa wants to be at, but he has the ERS advantage, and if he can keep it up here, if he has the pace, which I believe he does, to drive away from the DRS, he will be safe, as long as he does not make any more mistakes. Happy.
Yeah, Balboa was just sort of looking large in Damio's mirrors, and finally got that move done. And is Damio going to come back at him down the main straight? No, he's not, as there's a battle on further back for the final points place. That's Doc and Will Racing side by side to the hairpin. A quick one on Dave. He had a spin entering turn 3. I think he was fighting with his teammate, and Luigi Sven has dropped to 7th because he had a half spin entering the hairpin, the final corner on the racetrack, as Elite Dave has a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, as there's HBE going past Demio there. So HBE going up into the podium places there. A bit of a risky move on the inside of that turn 7, I think it was, and Demio dropping down again off the podium. Now he's in 4th place.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the Mio here. It might be his ERS from the moment, but it could also just be his race pace in general. Some people have an outstanding qualification pace, but you will
Oh
see
dear. Oh dear. There's a crash on the back straight. That's
Oh, that's Will
Will
Racing
Racing.
and Doc.
Yeah, sorry
What
to
happened
cut
there?
in there.
No problem.
Yeah, sorry about that. But Doc and Will were side by side down the back straight. There was nothing separating them, and they unfortunately made contact through one of the small kinks on the back straight, and they both went spinning round. And Elite Dave is out, so I assume he has embarrassingly had a crash in the pit lane as Noels are getting past Evo Monster at the hairpin.
Yeah, and they're still side by side. Noelza and Evo Monster. Noelza being ahead now, but it looks like they got around the same downforce. But mention this. Oh, as he gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Evo is on the worst tire, but he will have a better outcome if he can keep those tires alive. The other question is, does he have more ERS? Yes, he does. So if Evo can play this smart, he will be able to overtake Noelza and just drive away and wave bye-bye. And let Noelza kiss his dreams of P5 away. But it's only if you can really play it smart here, because Noelza is not... He is known for his defending as well. I have raced him a couple of times from what I know, or from what I know. Just a couple of times, but he is a great defender. And he surely has some tricks up in his book. But you can really see Evo trying to make some different lines to get a bigger exit through those chicanes. But look at that straight line speed Monster has got. It is unfortunate for Monster, but it's bound to. There is going to be contact soon between the two of those.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on who puts their car where. But yeah, you said about Monster. I think you got your cars confused there for a little bit. Is that Balboa who's had a moment in turn 3? I believe it is.
Yep.
Balboa dropped from 2nd to 4th.
Did he spin? Did he have contact with HBA?
I don't know. I wasn't riding with them. I was on board with Evo at the time. But that is drama for Balboa.
Yeah, from that moment, look at the gap between the Mio and the HB88. I think Balboa has the pace to get back, but he does not need to irritate himself, otherwise it will go from bad to worse. You can really see the hunger that the Mio has to get onto P2, and I believe this is the first moment of HB88 that he will drive on the podium position. Let me just quickly look at the race results.
I believe it is. Oh, not for much longer though, because here comes Damio trying to come alongside HB. HB had a little lock up into the hairpin. Damio thought he had a chance, but down the straight, HB blasts away.
It's all about driver's IQ for this race as well. Miami is a complex track, and it is bound to punish you if you make the smallest margin of mistakes. Even if it is just a wrong input in the steering, you are bound to get some punishment from that. Especially the corner here. You can see HB88 taking those exit strips really aggressive, but he just needs to use all that ERS he's got, and at this moment the Mio has got ERS. He is not using any ERS as well. He's gonna wait for the next couple of laps, or he's gonna do it in the next straight, because it is this part that is a pain to escape from people. Because if you know the line from the driver in front of you, and you can copy their exact lines, and the input throttle and everything, because once you're behind someone, you can all figure that out. It's all about the experience and the driver's IQ of the one that's behind you at the moment. That is one of the parts you will need to depend on. How smart are they and how experienced are they? For example, if Balboa or Camille is that much of an experience with getting drivers, catch a lot of stress and just catch them out of the game purely by sticking behind them and just copying the lines. Definitely the driver ahead of the Mio would start to get irritated because he cannot shake them off. Once that goes to play around in your head, you're a big old target for the one behind you. Yeah, anything you've seen so far in the last few laps, happy?
You're not going to believe it when I say it, but Doc and Will have been battling hard again, and again there has been a contact through the tricky turn 13 part of the track, the long right-hander. They contacted. Doc was on the inside, Will was on the outside. Not sure who's at fault there because Doc was right up against the wall, so you'd assume Will, but yeah, I think it's a bit six on one, half a dozen of the other, is what I was trying to say there. And Japella is actually close to lapping those two. He's just about a straightaway away, so
oh yeah, I can see it. He's right behind what's he called? Right behind. He's now going through turn 3, if I'm correct. It would be nice for Codemasters to add another graphic to see what turn you are on, like they've got so in real life. And we have SD Plays and Evil Monster now battling it out right here, going through turn 1, and SD Plays just misjudged his braking points. Oh, he might go into the fault here, but he decides to learn from his mistake and lets Evo go by. Evo just taps the wall there. But look at that. As I said before, this will battle against him. SD Plays has got below the 10% ERS. Evo has 40 and Noelza has 40 as well. He's in a 40% sandwich over here. And once you're below the 10%, your light behind will start flashing. Once you hit the 5%, it will be a pain to regain all that energy that you will need throughout the race, Happy.
yeah, they've got to watch out because, I mean, it's not even halfway through the race yet. And, I mean, some of them using up a lot of their energy as SD Plays, trying to go past Evo Monster once more, side by side into this awkward chicane. They cannot go side by side to there, and rightly so. They decide against it, but down the straightaway, I expect to see these two side by side, or at least Evo Monster having a little look up the hairpin. But SD Plays has got an absolute launch out of that section and is absolutely flying away on the straight. Is DRS going to come into effect for the two behind Noelza and Luigi Sven?
Noelza just picking up a 3-second time penalty. And you can see Evo really brakes very late, but because of that, SD Plays just decides, I'm going to brake early. I know the one behind me, he's going to try to brake as late as he can, so he can possibly try something. Just earlier I brake, the more luck ups that he will have, or the more mistakes he will create, purely because of the moment that he is not able to make a move to go left or right, because he will be stuck on that line, because you cannot go anywhere once you're turning, Happy. There's no escape.
Yeah, I mean, you're just going to end up in lockup city if you try and break while doing it. So, I mean, they've got to really try and get their lines right. Otherwise, I mean, it'll be just being passed as if they were standing still, really.
Yeah, and talking about standing still, it is once again the Mio very close to HB88. I don't think... Oh, we have a yellow flag. Oh, that's Will. Will just created a yellow flag in the last corner. I don't know why. He might have misjudged his braking points, or he spun. And we have the first pit stop of the race. I think we'll see Japella going for the parts here. We're going to see it now. The hearts, it is indeed happy. This will give the other drivers a moment to taste what it feels like to lead a race. But look at that, it's not even that close. It's not even...
Oh, he's gonna...
There's no difference there at all. And there's Cepella in the wall.
Oh, no.
Is there any damage? I did not see anything flying off, but it might be minor.
Oh, it's going to be side by side with Balboa now, and this is disaster for him. This is important for his race. He doesn't want to be passed by Balboa, but he's going to have to cede the position because I don't know if he's got damage from that, but that was very marginal there.
This is one of the big things that comes into play as well for this game and the next games from 22 onwards. The tires are only being heated up to like, what was it, 50% from this game. And in previous games it was already at the perfect degree and you could start pushing instantly. And what caused him to hit the wall, it might have been a small miscalculation in the throttle input when he threw the right hander on turn 2, 3, which caused Cepella just to lose the grip, because those tires, they're like ice cubes. They are, as some guy once said, minus 200 degrees. And you gotta really start to know when you can start pushing on those new tires. They are not being heated or anything at all. There's no assist. You gotta do it all by yourself.
It certainly feels like you're driving about on a bunch of ice cubes when you're pitting, when you're on the first lap on those hard tires. But another driver is in, and that is ST Plays into the pit lane. I assume he's going to switch onto different sets. We've got yellows waving in sector 1. I wonder what that's for.
It's Balboa. It's Balboa.
Oh dear.
He's missing a wing end plate. Oh god. Balboa just trying to send it through the corners, but I think Balboa has forgot here that he is missing a part of his wing happy. He almost went straight into the wall there.
Yeah, I mean, he would have definitely needed a change of overalls there. I mean, I was quite close to disaster. He's flowing with the margins, and he's definitely going to have to come in this lap because he cannot go to... I mean, he would have been in sometime soon anyway, but he can't go the rest of his stint without a whole end plate missing. That's just ludicrous.
Cepella was second away in sector 2. He's now going to make a move on the Mio here. He's going to make it real tight and close. Down the inside. Can he make it a double? He's going to play it safe for now. He's right on the back of his teammate, HB88. There might be team orders coming alongside here. 3 tenths already in the mirrors of his teammates. Is he going to fight for it? Is he going to be let past? Is he going to stick behind for the DRS? He's already the fastest in the last sector here. It's going to be a mystery, but I think HB88 wants to go for victory over being a team player happy.
Yeah, and DeMio is right on the back of these two, so this could get really tense here as DeMio closing right up to the back of Cepella through that sector there. I think that's Balboa in the pits with the damage there. Yeah, so understandable there. But DeMio, is he going to make the move on Cepella down the straight? He's closing up, and he's close enough to make a move. You can make the statement for.
Yeah, that should have been team orders. It's going to be almost three wide here. You can see HB88 is going to try and hold off DeMio here. Cepella is having a monster of a teammate here, and DeMio just finding a small gap. Look at the risk HB88 is taking. This is amazing. I wonder what it's going to be like once those two start coming to each other again, because I mean, Cepella is 14% of ERS, and look at Leo having around 30%. Here comes HB88 again, happy.
Yeah, trying on the outside there, and it's still very close.
Wow.
On exit, and DeMio is in. DeMio is in.
So the question is now, what is DeMio going to do? I think he's going to the mediums. That would be the only sensible choice to do so as well. Eva Monster is coming in as well. It is the mediums for DeMio. Luigi is carrying on, goes into P3. The Monster, however, mediums as well, not serving any time penalties as well. And for now we can have a sip of water or whatsoever, coffee, what you want to call it. Have a bit of popcorn, because there is not going to be any action for now. Also, Evo and the Mio both have to keep their chance on the throttle input now, because one mistake like Capella and it is over, happy.
Yeah, anything can happen in Formula One, as a wise man once said. And just with a simple misinput, your race has come all the way undone. And I mean, the margin that Capella had of about 17 seconds before the pit stop, it's all come winding down now, as his teammate in P2 there, 2 seconds. But I don't think it will be long before we see Capella out in front once more, as blue flags will be waved on the back straight for, I think that's Doc in the Patronus, I believe, slowing up HBE there. And no, HBE doesn't come in this time, and makes his way through onto the straight for lap 18 of this race.
Yeah, you can see Doc just going out of the way. He knows this isn't his fight for the day and for the race. If he has a fight, it will be with Will, but if it will be safe, that is another question. For hopefully later in this race. We have Evo Monster 5/10 away from Noelza. The man on the new mediums against the man on the kind of new hards. And they're both on a penalty. We're gonna take a look at the penalties. Noelza has 6 seconds worth of time penalty. And Monster has 3 seconds, and Will has 3 seconds as well. How about you take it away for a couple of minutes?
Sure, I can do that. Yeah, so Evo and the Wells are with those penalties, so they'll want to look out for whatever it is post-race. They want to look at their timings post-race, as we see an off for Balboa, who has spun around, entering turn 6 and 7, that tricky little complex there. Interesting to see Balboa losing it down in 8th place. So, yeah, I mean, we said nothing was going to happen, but something happened. But it wasn't anything major, because Balboa, whose race has already come winding down because of that contact early on and that front wing damage, he had to pit early off of his tyres. And it looks like it's cost him, as Doc gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane, as look to see what Doc's tyres are going to be changing onto, as his pit crew await him in the pit lane, and off go the mediums. And wait, hold on, there's a front wing change going on as well. I'll have to wait a second before I can say what tyres he's on. I think he's on the mediums. I think he came in on the hard side. Anyway, moving on to Monster and Noelza. My Monster's actually got past Noelza, sorry. I don't know how I missed that, but Monster is past Noelza for 5th place now. So Monster either getting through on straight line advantage or through the corners, but Monster, look at him already, absolutely flying away in that Patronus. Already the gap of about a second opening up there for 5th place. As I'll just continue talking, as my other commentator is not back as of yet. A little bit of nothing happening during this race, however. Demio is closing up to Luigi's Fence for the final podium place. I think Luigi's Fence still has to make his stop. I think he is still on the tyre that he started on. Yep, is Luigi's Fence and HBE, who still have to make their stops, and HBE is in. So HB is in, along with Will Racing, who is also into the pit lane as well. So 2 cars pitting there. And Demio does pass Luigi's Fen, who does come into the pit lane on this lap. So Demio getting the move done at the hairpin. And Luigi's Fen is in this lap, along with HB. So where are they going to come out in this race? HB already making his way out of the pit lane. He's following Will out of the pit lane, and he'll come out in 3rd place, because there is a big margin to the driver in 5th. And that is Monster, and Luigi's Fan already being passed by Monster, being passed by Noelza, being passed by SD Plays now. Is he going to come out ahead of Balboa? Yes, he is going to come out ahead of Balboa because Balboa is just coming into the final corner now, and Luigi's Fen is just coming into the third corner now, and Luigi's Fen comfortably out in 7th place, and HBE is out in 3rd. Monster is 4th, and the Welser is 5th. However, those two have got a penalty. I'll just have a look at what kind of penalty it is that they have. It's 6 seconds for both drivers. Also interesting, also on the penalty, Will has 3 seconds worth of time penalties and Doc has 5 seconds worth of penalties. So interesting stuff there, but Will Racing is a whole minute ahead. Might be a glitch in the game there because that is definitely not a whole minute in front. But it's definitely a larger margin than 3 seconds. So I think Will Racing is going to keep 9th place if it finishes as it is. 9 laps to go here. However, it's out in front is what they'll all be looking at as interesting to see there.
He's having a wing change.
Was he hit the wall maybe?
Maybe from the earlier moments.
Yeah, Damien to the lead.
Capella into P3 as well, so I'm not sure what he is going to do here, but it's quite a bit of risk again for the Danishman.
Interesting to see him bolting onto the mediums. I would have bolted onto the softs if I were Capella, because given his pace, he can easily cut through these two in front with the pace that we've seen. Because, I mean, he was leading this race by 17 seconds at one point, which is pretty impressive for league standards, but he's opted for the medium. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, it really is. And I think he just wants to play it safe, especially after what happens earlier on. And there is Will Racing right in front of him, isn't it? Yes, it is. So those will be blue flags for the man in front of him. And well, luckily Ghosting is on, so he just can continue his way like he is racing somebody else. But Capella still using ERS. We're gonna take a look. HP88. 0%, locking up those tires going to the last corner. The Mio has 50% left in the tank. First true lap of Capella on those new mediums is going to be happening right here and right now. What is your prediction, Happy? And how many laps will Capella be back on in the lead? I would say give him 3 laps.
I don't think it will take long, that's for sure, but Capella will definitely be past HB in a couple of laps' time. The gap under a second now, you can pretty much see him there, so I think team orders are going to come into effect. It'll be Damio, though, who's going to put up the biggest fight. I mean, this is for the actual lead of the race. I mean, if Damio can hold off Capella, that'll be mighty impressive. And given what we've seen from Damio today, he's going to be really defensive with Capella. But he knew that Capella was in his fight, but now the gap opens back up, or the door opens back up for Damio to take a victory here in FSC. And can he hold off Capella will be the question, or is Capella just going to go steaming past on those new mediums?
Yeah, it's going to be a question. Capella, just within a few seconds, he's already within the DRS of his teammates. And we're going to see what is going to be happening here. Capella has got no DRS left as well. He is weaving though, which might be a sign for his teammates saying, get out of my effing way, I have a race to win. And that might be a big statement from Capella.
Fastest lap of the race, Capella 129.5.
I think he is trying to let his teammates know to help him get to the Neo. And once they are close enough that HB8 will let Capella shoot right past him with the catapult effect. And Capella would be able to fight instantly for the victory. But the Mio is saving up ERS. Just keep his ERS bar in your eyes and you will see it. And And here we go.
He's going to have to pass him legitimately.
That is Balboa, who has spun again. Is it? Yeah. So there's 3 seconds between the Pella and the Mio. The Mio is on 55%, Pella on 5%. It's going to be interesting to see what the Pella can do with minimal ERS versus someone with, well, half a tank of ERS left for the remaining 4 laps. Oh no!
Oh dear. That's just blown the race back into Japella's favour.
It definitely has. HB88, I think he will try and fight his teammate now.
Well,
If he can, they are almost on identical ERS levels. And he might think about fighting, but he might have picked up a warning just right there. Going a little bit too aggressive on those track limits. But from what I'm seeing at this moment, there's no chance for HB88 happy.
yeah, I mean, he won't want to fight his teammate now because he'll just lose out to Damio, and Damio can take the victory by the 3-second margin. Because if these two fight, they hold each other up, but the gap has dropped under a second, so he's not going to have the benefit of DRS. And Japella closing up to Damio. Gap is now bordering on that second margin. So interesting to see here. However, that 3-second penalty, I thought that 3-second penalty would have killed the ending of this race. It hasn't, because Japella is gaining on Damio by a big margin there. You can see 4/10 in one straight. He is closing up. I don't know if Damio's got run out of ERS or whatever, but that wow.
Damio just locking up in the last corner, so the pressure is getting to him. He's got 44% left on his ERS battery. He will need to stamp all of that ERS away soon on the straights, but I don't think that will be enough for Japella. Japella will be within a second at the next ERS already. I think it's fair to say that Japella will win this race.
Yeah, I mean, Japella, he's had the pace all weekend long. I mean, ever since qualifying, really. He's just been absolutely on it. And yellow in sector 1. And I think that's World Racing is at a moment in turn 7.
Japella is definitely going to have ERS right here and right now. Oh, the Mio made a mistake going through those corners. He is down.
Yep, Japella's right on him.
The Mio might look to spam out all of the DRS he's got. He's going to the outside. Look at that straight line speed difference between the Pella and the Mio. It is completely over for the man in P3. Unless he can stick with Japella, which I would find very brave for him. And if he would try and make a fight for that victory, but Japella knows he can play it safe because the Mio has got a 3-second time penalty. You can see the risk the Mio is taking though, trying left and right, trying to stick with Japella, trying to get some pressure onto the Danish man. But don't forget the pace this man has got and the calmness of the man. I think we will see the Mio making a mistake, trying to go for a move soon.
I mean, the gap close out in front, but I mean, he's got to remember about the 3-second penalty that he's got. I mean, it's going to aid him a lot. And the HBE is 3.6 seconds behind. So that's interesting to see. So at the moment, he will finish second. Damio will finish second place. But so I get a little bit of lag there. I thought Damio was about to hit the wall there. But Balboa gets fast lap.
Japella just pulls away tenths of a second purely from the exit, Happy.
Yeah, he's an absolute rocket ship in a straight line.
I gotta give a big credit to the Mio to even stick with Chapella at this moment, and on not so much older mediums, but he might keep this on for a few laps, but for till the end, there's no way. You can really see once you're on board with the Mio how much aggressiveness from Chapella going onto those curves is going in. And now the Mio is deciding to throw in the full capacity that is got left until like 5%. But he's not even getting any closer. And they're identical on ERS here, Happy.
It's going to be an interesting final couple of laps to see how it pans out.
Yeah, after that exit it will be done, surely. I don't know how. You can see Chapella is using every bit of ERS that he can use, but showing that he knows the Mio could still be a threat, but that is the DRS gone for the Mio. And he just hit 0 on that previous straight, and unless he can pull out some reckless rumble, I will not be seeing him getting any closer at all. He will just drift away further and further. Balboa getting 3-second line over again. Are there any MVPs of this race, Happy?
It's difficult to say. I mean, there's not a lot of close margins out there at the moment. Closest, I think, is Evo on the back of SC Place, but even then he's got a penalty, so a bit of a...
Luigi's failing the well so low. Luigi has DRS, he's going for the inside line here. Easy does it, says Luigi. He's on the mediums and Noelse is on 14 lap old hards. 14 lap old. And to still be around the midfield from the current grid is quite impressive. There's Balboa again. He's run right or spun. Balboa had a great run, but I think those mistakes he made throughout the race got just costed him his patience, and it just destroyed this race completely, Happy.
Yeah, a day to forget for Balboa. I think he won't want to forget the first few laps, but everything after about lap 15, I think, we all null and void. He spun out at turn 7 about 7 times. As Chapella is on the final tour of the Miami Autodrome, and it won't be long now before he crosses the line to be the race winner.
Yeah, it's just going to be a few more miles, kilometers, what you want to call it. We still have a eeny-meeny fight for P6 here, but that was until Noelse magically dropped off. We have a yellow flag though. What was that? There's no car in the wall or anything. I'm not sure what happened there. Evo Monster is in ghost mode though. Wait a minute.
It's just Admiral.
No, that's Evo Monster is disconnected. No, Evo has run out of fuel. Evo has no fuel left.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That is absolute disaster for Evo, but Japella has just won the race. Damio is second, and the HBE is third
I
at
mean,
the front there.
this is the perfect opportunity for me to say it about the situations that Evo has got. I know what's wrong with it. It ain't got no gas in it.
Absolutely. You'll just crawl across the line at about 20 miles an hour. And I mean, that's so unfortunate for Evo. I mean, was looking to finish at least in about fifth or sixth place, but now has to settle for seventh, which is less points. I think an absolute disaster as
So it is Japella who has won. The Mio 5.7 seconds behind him. HB88 on P3, ST plays in 4. That could put him in a championship lead, I believe. Since Sir didn't race tonight, how much points does P4 give?
I think it's 12. Someone might want to fact check me on that. P4, did you say?
Yeah.
I think that gives 12 points, I think.
Then
I'm not sure.
ST plays is leading the championship after the race, keeping the stewards' decisions out of it at the moment. So I have some information about why Japella might not have been going to the softs. Quotes: the softs were depressingly slow. So there it is. There are your drivers of tonight. The only man who has DNF'd is Elite Dave and Balboa with the pass up with a 128.902. Happy. What are your opinions from the race?
Well, I mean, it was a bit of a snoozer at times, but it definitely proved to be an absolute banger at some points with side-by-side racing all throughout the field and battle for the battle for victory out in front towards the dying laps there as Japella came in because of I think the front wing damage. Disappointed for Balboa. He was looking to have a really solid finish in fourth, but will have to sell for I think eighth place. I think he ended up finishing, and not a great result here. And of course, no one could ignore the fact that the championship now blows open because Porsche and Silver's Face were not at this race. They did not attend this race, and they will therefore be leaving with the points all of 0. Not that they would be leaving anyway because they never came here.
Yeah, exactly. And we just had our double header in the land of the free. And we're gonna have Mexico next. And Mexico is known for its actions, from what I can remember. And it is going to be on the 5th of May, which is already next week. And there are no more season breaks. So each week from now on is basically going to have action after action. And well, the 5th of May, I don't know if we're gonna have some Dutch drivers attending or not, because well, for the ones that followed history classes, the 5th of May is when the Netherlands was freed from the Second World War. And it's going to be interesting what the grid is going to be like for next week. But you people, you stay tuned on. Make sure to look in the description. If you're on YouTube, we have our Discord link in the description right now, if I'm correct. And if I'm not wrong, we should have it on the Twitch about section. However, we do not. I will see if we can fix that. Otherwise, you can still click on the click me to join the Discord server button once you go to our channel on Twitch. Happy, thanks for joining me in the commentators box again. And I'll see you with the next race.
Yep, it's been absolutely fantastic.
Everybody have a good night and have a good weekend still. And unless you have work tomorrow, just like me, then have a great day at work. And until the next.